Hey guys, I wanted to come on first. Happy Sunday. I just wanted to come on and read a little bit of the power of awareness for you. I always suggest that you guys return to this text. I think that it's very helpful. Hey guys, I'm gonna mute this. Come on first. Happy Sunday. Let me mute this. Hey guys. I always forget to do this. There we go. So I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna take a few minutes first before I start reading it because I want a good number of people to be on. I should have told everybody I was coming on, but let me just say hi. So TK, hmm, I don't know how to pronounce this, so I'm just gonna do my best. Majsi or Machi, thank you. Nicole, hello there. Dora, Diana, hello, this is so exciting. I'm catching the live. Thank you. You're welcome. T Nana, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Cindy, hey. All right. So it's so funny because it literally says that okay, now it says that 20 people are on. Okay. Someone gave me a heart. Let me give you hearts back. Oh, whole bunch of love. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I have some allergies that I've manifested. It's not a big deal, but my throat is very scratchy and itchy. And so I may need to stop talking a few times. I know I just affirmed that and I shouldn't have. It's okay. Okay. So I'll do my best here. Mariette. Hello from Sweden. Hello. Mads. Hi. Sarah. Happy Sunday. Velen. Hi. Nicole. I've been listening to Power of Awareness every day for about 2 weeks. Wonderful. Elaine, why did you retract your message? My goodness. Hi. Christina. Hi. Tiffany. Hello, Kim. I love you and I appreciate you. Thank you for being you. Thank you, Tiffany. I love you too. And thank you for being you. We're all one. TK, glad your eyes are doing better, Kim. Yes. And, it's one of those things. It's kind of like it was really severe. And then I did this thing. I should share this with you guys. I did this thing where for every time I felt the stinging and the itching and the pain, I would look in the mirror and it was swollen and red and oh, it was awful. While I was looking at it, I did my best to say, "Oh, I love that it's clearing up. I love that it's clearing up." And then I would do this like quick little meditation. Have you guys ever seen oh, what is the I don't remember the name of the movie, but in the movie, you can just imagine this as a special effect that you see something and then it just slowly kind of disappears. I actually imagined myself with my eyes. I laid there. I imagined myself literally imagined that it just suddenly cleared up. And I kept doing that. And then I kept imagining myself looking in the mirror and seeing that it was all smooth, all the skin was smooth because what was happening was all around the bottom, around the corners and the top. It was just really bad. And then it went away completely. And then it was so silly because the next day I woke up happy. So I'm like, that's awesome. It went away. And I'm like, now what was it? What and I started questioning, like, in other words, questioning my environment. Was it this? Was it that? Was it this? Was it that? And didn't it come back? And then it kept like coming back, going away, coming back, going away. So anyway, that's what happens. It's just this is a perfect example of forgetting just through living the 3D life and paying attention to 3D, we can forget very easily if we're not very conscious and aware of ourselves. So it's a moment to moment thing. But anyway, it feels wonderful. It feels much better. Thank you. All right, Karina. Hi, Kimmy. Hi, Karina. Nurse Infinity. Hey. Pixel Flieger. Hello from Germany. Diane. Hello. My SP confessed he wants a love relationship with me. That's wonderful. And the 3P is gone. Good for you, Diane. Wonderful. Good for you. Awesome. That's amazing. That's great. And TK wrote, that's great. Another confirmation of how powerful you are. Yes. And Karina wrote, congratulations. Z boy, hit that like button. Yeah, let's all hit that like button. Let's hit the love button for that. Good job. Hey, celebrate for one for all. Every time anytime you see that somebody experienced something that you want to experience, that's also you. So celebrate it. So let's all celebrate that. Wonderful. Amazing. Okay. We're all in union with the love of our life, with our mirror soul. Okay. SB, when I'm spiraling, all I need is to just listen to you. I love how you speak. Oh, thank you, SB. That's very sweet of you. I'm happy that it helps. That's great. Whitney. Hi, gorgeous Kim. Hi, gorgeous Whitney. I hope you're doing well. Channel tips on abundance. Oh yeah, definitely. Why don't you ask your question and then I'll answer that. Diane wrote, "Thank you so much. You've kept me going this whole time. I am absolutely 100%. That's a gift to me. So thank you. You just gave me a gift." Nurse Infinity. Congrats, Diane. Awesome. And let's all congratulate Diane and congratulate yourselves. Okay? Because remember, there's no division, no separation. We're all one. Okay? Karina. Yay, more celebration. That's great. All right, we have 54 people. I want to see if we can get more people on, and then I want to read a little bit of chapter I am. Excuse me, chapter 1, I am the power of awareness. Pamela, hi Kim. Quick question. What do I do when I have to tell others I broke up with my SB? You don't tell others you broke up. Why would you have to tell others? Don't, Pamela, don't. Okay, listen. Do this, all of you guys, all of you. Whether you and your person are getting along, or if you're not getting along, or if you broke up, or if you got back together, or if you are, no matter what, how about you just keep what is between you and your person between you and your person? It's no one's business but between you and your person. I'm not saying that obviously when everything is solidified, obviously, but you know what I'm trying to say. So let me, Pamela, I'm not, by the way, I'm not jumping down your back. I'm just saying you don't have to tell others. It's like your business. So let me read what else you said and then make sure I'm not. So hi Kim, quick question. What do I do when I have to tell others I broke up with my SP, but I'm trying to manifest getting back together? I don't like having to say out loud we broke up. And you don't have to. You just don't talk about it. And if people ask like, where are they? You can just say, my favorite answer, listen, just say, that's actually between us. That's just between us. Anything that happens between us is just between us. Oh, something must have gone wrong. Everything is just between us. That's all. Okay. Just keep your business your business. And for those of you guys who accidentally let other people in your business before and you like, how do I set a boundary? Nothing, you do not have to share anything that you don't want to share with people, especially now that you realize why or how it was all manifested to begin with. So just set healthy boundaries, see that everybody respects you and your boundaries, and that's that. Okay. And then, okay. So, Pamela, does that help? I hope it helps. And Dora wrote, congrats, Diane. Nurse Infinity. My SP told me he thinks about me often. Everyone keep persisting and know that your SP does indeed feel and hear you. There's always movement in the background. Yes, indeed. Nicole, so happy for Diane. Wonderful. Jenna, hey, Jenna. It's really good to see you. Karina, Kim wanted to share something. I realize that the ego mind sometimes tries to confuse you, but using SC and using it as empowerment, don't know if that makes sense. Of course it does. I went through this when you emailed me about boundaries. Awesome. Good. So everything is, I'm assuming that within you're feeling more empowered now, right? So Shirian wrote, people are nosy and ask questions. So that's great advice. Good. Oh, by the way, and so even that, for example, just get used to this, okay? If people are nosy in your reality, it's just because up until this point, you've believed that they're nosy. So now you want to see that everybody respects me and my boundaries and are supportive of me and my life, love me, respect my values, and respects my relationship with my person. Okay. Everybody loves us together. Our love inspires everyone, things like that. Carissa. Oh, Diane wrote, thank you, everyone. This community is great. Awesome. Carissa, not talk about anything we're manifesting. I love your responses, Kim. It's so important, boundaries and not spilling every detail. And Carissa, I don't know if you noticed, but a few videos ago, I don't remember exactly when it was, but not too long ago, I actually included something that was specific for you, and I don't know if you ever actually saw it. So if you email me later or tomorrow, maybe I'll reply with the link to the video. Okay. Flat Flablane, Flablane Jules. Hi, Kim. Hi. Oh God, your names are confusing me. I'm doing my best, and I really apologize if I say them wrong. Hold on. Oh, hey, Pris. So happy we all have what we want. Congrats, everyone. Awesome. And you all do, because you wouldn't have the desire unless it already existed. Just that you want to really make the shift that inner world creates outer world. Outer world is a product of your past inner world. And it's sometimes can be, it's this mishmash of years and years and years of programming. So none of it is your fault, but the programming is the cause. And your responses and reactions to things are showing you what you actually believe, right? That doesn't mean that it's like, one thing that's confusing, like for example, if somebody calls you something and you strongly react, it doesn't mean that you believe that about yourself. It might just mean that you feel betrayed because the person called you that. It might, like for example, silly example. And I use my 3D with everything. I used this example one time for you guys. I was driving one day and this guy just flipped me the bird. And I was like, what the fuck? Because he looked, excuse my language, he looked kind of like really angry and violent. And for me, as a woman, sometimes if a man acts, obviously if there's any kind of that aggression, it can scare me. But I was in my car, they were in their car. So I immediately just like, I was like, and I just laughed. And I said, oh my God, I love that everybody in my reality are so wonderful. I love that everybody always reflects how wonderful I am and how wonderful they are. I love that. And I just imagined men, women opening the door for me. I love, oh my God, I'm treated like gold in my reality. My life is so wonderful. Like immediately. Now, let's say that that was face to face, that there was no car protecting me and that happened. And let's say that he called me a name, right? That would scare the crap out of me, but not because, and it would trigger me deeply, but it would be because I would feel threatened and not that I necessarily believe what they're saying to me. And I'm just using a 3D example because sometimes like, in other words, I don't sit there and go, oh my God, like I'm driving in the car, the man does this. I don't sit there and go, oh my God, what's wrong with my self-concept? I must really hate myself. I must feel really down on myself to flip myself the bird like that. Like, do you see what I'm saying? I don't go and question, like, if there's a deep trigger, I look at it and I see what is this saying right now? This is a fear of abandonment. This is a fear of rejection. This is a fear of maybe just not being seen or heard, or a fear that a fear that my love isn't seen or that love isn't safe, things like that. But it's not necessarily like one for one. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. And I am still going to read I Am, chapter one, I Am. Okay, hooked barbarian. Hi, Kim. I just got back on my manifestation journey after years of believing me and my SP could never be together, but I finally found the strength to believe in myself and have faith. Thank you. That's wonderful, Karina. Absolutely. Oh, so Karina was answering me. So she wrote, absolutely. I was using my self-concept to justify the old story. That was not empowerment at all. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. I'm proud of you, sweetie. That's good. Butterfly Empress. Hi, Kim. I haven't had a chance to share yet, but a few weeks ago, the day after your response to me, my SB finally reached out after exactly 3 months of no contact. Texting, but haven't met up or talked yet. Advice? Do you trust? Do you trust the highest and best version of him? Do you see him as being loving, faithful, committed, strong, expressive, vulnerable? Is that how you see him? like that he's completely trusting in your love, that he loves, loves, loves everything about you. Because that's sometimes what happens is when your person comes back, it can subconsciously start to have you going into like watch mode again. And then like a pattern that I've heard, and I don't know if this is what's happening or not, but a pattern that I've heard over and over and over again with people, which I understand it, is that when their person comes back, they're like, "Ooh, this is it. This is it. This is it." And then they start to get a little nervous about it. Oh, what if it doesn't happen? What if this? What if that? Or they're preparing themselves for the possibility of it not. So it could be a number of different things. And then it can kind of go quiet a little bit. Or if you're somehow subconsciously protecting yourself for not wanting to be disappointed again, all of those things. So just kind of try to apply this kind of like, I trust in myself, I trust in us, I trust that God created us for each other. I know that all of my desires are already mine. They already exist. So I trust in everything and I feel safe and secure. And I would also like when you do your inner work in the morning, when you go into that kind of setting your mind in the morning, when you first wake up and you're aware of thought, you're going to, as soon as you become aware of thought, thank you for creating me. Thank you for even you can even just say, um, I remember that I am the light. I remember that I am one with all. I remember that everything is reflecting me. I remember that we're all one. We're all deeply connected. I love, cherish, adore myself. I see and I know that I'm the divine expression of of God, of the light, like of everything, whatever, however you want to say that, and then affirm some I would also say, like, thank you for giving me this confidence. Thank you for giving me this strength. Thank you for giving me the ability to remain cool, calm, collected, stable, secure. Thank you for allowing me and giving me the strength to trust in myself, trust in my abilities, trust in love, trust in feeling stable and secure, trust to allow myself to be happy, right? So you want to really tap into that first thing in the morning, even if you're tired. A lot of people are like, oh, I just can't in the morning when I first wake up. You know what? If your SP was physically in bed with you and wanted to kiss you and hold you and spend the first 10, 15 minutes, whatever, you would find the time for that, right? You would find the time for that. So find time for setting your mind and making time for it when you first wake up because it's a great you're in your brain is in theta and your subconscious is wide open. So it's just really a good ideal time to do that. All right. All right. So I hope that helped, Butterfly Empress. Carissa, and I'm so appreciative of you too, Carissa. Belikta, hello. Oh, Belikta, I wonder if I should bring up what you brought up yesterday. I'll read this, and if I might bring it up what you said. This may or may not be the video for it, but look to drop some knowledge under a video yesterday under a comment. And it was very good. Sana, finally in the sweet spot, all my inner conversations with SP are so full of love and light and him calling me his wife and the best decision he's ever made. It's done. That's wonderful. DD44, true. Oh, okay. Vibrate higher. How can it be that an SP almost instantly mirrors negative states, but desirable states, no movement or only a little? Because we usually, there might be something within you that's afraid, like, oh, this is too good to be true, or can this really happen? Is it really safe that it's going to happen? And, things like that. Usually, like, um, especially with deep soul connections, especially when we see that this person, look at full disclosure, like full transparency, I have manifested different people in my life dating and things like that. And there may have been a level of feeling and caring and like a form of love and desire. And I will say that anytime I actually wanted to, every single person that I ever dated or I was ever in a relationship with, and it ended, the ones that I was like I truly like I don't want to ever like have anything to do with them again. Never, ever, ever came back. Every time that, you know, that there needed to be some form of closure, or, like, when you just want to be able to have a conversation with somebody again, they always came back. Every time when I consciously wanted to finish the experience, just to finish, they always came back, and we were always able to work out the closure. So that's proof. But the part that I wanted to talk about specifically for vibrate higher for your comment. Yes. Have I had my feelings hurt with other people? Yes, of course. But when it comes to the depth of the feelings with my mirror soul, it's a whole new level of it, or it was a whole new level of fear. And even the pain, it was more like a soul that it's like you go through darkness and pain with other people, but this is a whole other level of depth of love, of connection. And that in itself is what can make it really scary. And if you have fears around, you know, abandonment and rejection, or, to really allow yourself to rely on somebody else, that can it can challenge you. So that's what you want to let go of. You want to know that it's safe, and you want to know that it's okay, even with the depth of the love and the connection, that it's safe for you to allow yourself to feel completely and fully vulnerable. It's safe to feel safe. Okay. Remember, when you realize that you are the all, that you are the I am consciousness, the light, and that we're all one and separation is fake, then you would be a little more empowered, and you wouldn't be anxious, because does God ever feel fearful? Does God ever feel anxious? Does God ever feel insecure? Those are all just of our ego. So if we're in those feelings, we're in our ego. So anytime if you're triggered, you're in your ego. If you're triggered, you're in ego. If you're at peace and relaxed and feeling fulfilled and embodying, your power, you're you're in your power, you're in your light. And it's always love or fear. And then your actions and everything else are going to, and your reactions and your responses to things internally show you where you are. So the key is, instead of getting upset with the 3D, which is just your past, don't get upset at all. You get a trigger and you recognize this is something coming from within me. It's active within me. So what do I want? And then you go in and you do your inner work. And if you need help, just reach out for coaching. That's not just for vibrate higher. That's for everybody. But does vibrate higher? Does that make sense? So when if we're fearful of something, yes, the okay. If I'm fearful because if I'm fearful that me and my mirror soul are going to go into separation, we will go into separation. If I'm fearful that's what's happening, like I can feel the anxiety rising, then in the exact same moment, my mirror soul is going to feel the anxiety rising. Okay. And it's going to be like, psh. And it might take a little time to get back in that feeling of contentment, of peace, of fulfillment, of embodying your power, because that experience itself is there to show you what you have to release and let go of. Okay. That's the whole point of it. But then a lot of times people stay focused on, well, they said this, they said that, they called me this, they called me that, I called them this or that. We broke up, blah, blah, blah. This happened, that happened. Well, what about the third party? We have an age gap. Well, we have different religions, all of these different circumstances. So you say those are all of things of ego, which is what produced the experience in the 3D. So all of the resentment that's stored up and the frustration and the fear that's stored up because of those experiences, that's what's being shown to you through your triggers. Let all those things go and recognize, oh, those are all manifestations of my previous concept of myself, my previous concept of myself, my previous concept of men and women, my previous concept of relationships, my previous concept of this particular person, my previous concept with me in relationships and or with this specific person. That's why self-concept is so important. But self-concept isn't only all of those things. Self-concept is also, it's very important to know that you are all of it. It's to recognize your self-concept is that there is no separation. So when you feel, your person feels. When you are fearful, your person will be fearful. When you are at peace and in trust, your person can be at peace and at trust. But if you're still holding on to the pain that whatever happened, happened, that's still kind of resentment, or you haven't forgiven, you're going to have to drop it, let it go and forgive it, and then see them. Like literally start thinking about, what do I appreciate so much about my person? What are the qualities that I love so much about them? And focus on that, right? Focus on the things that you love so much about them. Focus on the things that you love so much about that dynamic together. Focus, that's what you want to focus on. Okay. Karina, I personally like the F bomb because it's expressive. Well, I love the F bomb too, but I don't know. Call me old school. I'm a little traditional. I'm a little old school. Sometimes I think about creating a private membership channel where I just kind of, maybe communicate a little differently. I don't know. I'm just too traditional, I guess. And it's okay. Nicole Jonah, Tiffany Ward. Oh, there is only fulfillment. That's right. Every non-fulfillment is fulfillment of the I don't have it yet. Good job. That's awesome, Tiffany. That's really good. Nicole Jonah. Hello, everyone. Kim, I just want to thank you for all your work. I truly shifted into my new healed version and know my SP is doing the same, and the 3D provided me right recently. Grateful. Perfect. Elaine, I'm still persisting, Kim. I know we haven't spoken in a long while. I'm still persisting, even though she asked me to never reach out. That was your fear. That's all it was. That's all it was. That's all it was. Claire retracted her message. Okay, let's see. Okay, Elaine? That's all it was, Elaine. Isho, it's so hard, Kim. It is hard when it is very hard when you are thinking that you're trying to control something or someone outside of you. It is very hard and it is very draining. Absolutely, because you're not trying to control anyone outside of you. When you want to change the dynamic between you and your specific person, if you think that you're doing your inner work to send thought beams over into their heads to change their mind, that's not at all what conscious creation and deliberate manifestation is. You are changing yourself and your self concept and the relationship and how you see them. So okay. Velen, we have a session soon. I'm so excited. Oh, awesome. Good. DD44, this used to be me and the dynamic between me and my SP. It's the second separation. Yeah. It's okay. Separation is just preparation, baby. That's all it is. Prepare for a beautiful life together. Prepare for love like the two of you guys have always wanted and never had with anyone else. And allow yourselves to be, what did my mirror soul say? Well, we always said this to each other. We are each other's first and last true love, right? And let yourself go into almost the innocence of that. Okay? Don't worry about what happened. Carissa, trust. Chris or trust, hearing your response to Butterfly Empress, trusting those things is hard. Complete trust. Thank you for addressing this. You're welcome. Claire, hey, Kim, feel like I'm finally getting that we need to be thinking and feeling in the state and not of the state. Yes, thinking from the state. Okay, but it's okay because in the beginning, it's okay as long as you make that shift, thinking from the state, thinking as that version of you. Okay. And by the way, it's okay for some people. I see some comments like, I see silly comments sometime, but I see comments that pattern is that sometimes people feel like it's hard to stay and think from and live from the end. You can also manifest. So you're manifesting, which means you're not doing something, you're not creating something because it's already done. You are allowing yourself to experience it. The manifestation is just the experience of it when you allow it to work through you. So if I would still frequently and dominantly live from and think from the end of harmony and this beautiful blessed union between you and your person, you can also think of the things in between too. It's not going to hurt anything. I remember, I don't know which separation it was, but I focused on the end dominantly. And then I would just imagine them showing up out of nowhere and like us holding each other and crying and kissing and just like all of this stuff. But I wasn't like, oh, I'm messing around with the timelines. All I was doing was feeling into our dynamic of loving each other. So you can think of both the end and the progressive steps. But then if in the 3D it doesn't like turn out that way, don't be like disappointed. It's just like if you are okay, like that the very first time that me and my mirror soul met physically in person, it wasn't at all how I expected it to unfold, but it was even better. And it was perfect. I feel like I was going to drop something off at their house and we weren't ready to physically meet yet. So I was just going to drop it off and come home. And then on the way, I think I texted and said something like, yeah, I'm like 20 minutes away. And then they were like, would you like me to take you to sushi? And I was like, sure, yeah, of course. I was so excited. And then when we met, and then we had sushi, and then, I mean, there were so many things that a lot of people would say weren't perfect about it. But to me, it's what made it even more romantic and perfect. You know what I mean? So I never would have imagined that that's how it would have unfolded for us to actually physically meet the first time and go out to eat and kiss for the first time and all of that stuff. My mind would have never come up with that, but my mind did come up with other things and I just enjoyed it. But then I didn't stay stuck on it. Like if it didn't happen this way, oh, there's a problem. Like I'm not knowing what I'm doing. Does that help? Hope that helps. So, Belikta, yes, you can. Shireen, your videos have helped me see my SP differently, and in turn, he's turning out differently. See, as stubborn as he is. Oops. No, he's not stubborn. After no contact and all. Thank you, Kim. What you say is true. Thank you. And Shireen, he's not stubborn at all. He's open and flexible. Maria, hi. I feel at the moment that I'm being quite attached to an SP. Can you give me some tips on how to detach? Okay. So the word detach from my teachings and how I talk about this is if you're saying I'm attached to your SP, do you mean you're attached to wanting to only be with this one person and it's causing you anxiety and obsession? If so, then you want to detach from all of the fears and limiting beliefs around why you think you can't be with this person. That's what true detachment is. So when you know that the end exists and you trust in yourself and your abilities and you trust in God and yourself as being the God of your reality, then you automatically detach because you know it's all done and you know it's existing. You know that whatever needs to happen is happening. Butterfly Empress, that was perfect, spot on, and so lovely, Kim. Thank you. You're welcome. Christine929, Shireen, are you back in contact with him now? For all intents and purposes, Shireen and her person are together and happy and in a relationship. Okay. Belikta, yes, true. I told once that he Okay, hold on. Yes, true. I told once that the separation from my mirror soul with whom I never had a relationship, intimacy or whatever, was much more painful than the passing of the husband I was married. Yep. Yes, I get that. Velen, is it possible to fully let go of ego? Honestly, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, no. But your life work, in other words, when you make this your lifestyle, you will always recognize when your ego is trying to come in and F things up. Or as Karina would like for me to say, fuck things up. And then you just won't allow it anymore because you'll recognize it. Okay. Belikta, I could not understand that at all. I thought I lost my mind, but yep, it is what it is. Yes, I understand that. Yes, Velen. Everyone is you pushed out. Yes. And a lot of people have that everyone is you pushed out a little bit wrong, but that's okay. Jesus is Lord 333. Hello. Hello. Okay, I missed something here. Vibrate higher. Oh my God. Oh my God, you're so true for that. We used to mirror each other. So well, it scared the shit out of me. Yes, I get that. Honestly, I'm still scared right now because the mirroring. I understand that, but you'll get stronger. Just keep doing the inner work. Keep understanding what life is and how you manifested everything to begin with. That'll make it easier. To Shorn Anderson, how about you just keep what is between you and your person, answered prayer. Yep. Belikta, Velen, as long as we live, yes, we have an ego, but that does not mean we have to be ego driven, better soul driven. Yes, perfect. I'm so bad with this. A parasita. Message retracted. Okay. Velen, okay, thank you guys. I was just curious, like it's always with us, but we don't have to let it control us now. Loving all this learning. Good. And I said hello to Jesus is Lord. I've been since March, since mid to late March, I've been being pulled towards the Torah and then to uh, Kabbalah. So I was thinking, I think the reason is because Abdullah, who taught Neville the law of assumption, was Hebrew. And one of the things that my mirror soul actually reflected back to me was not to reject, because I'm Italian, but my father's ancestry was Hebrew. And for a long time I rejected that because of just the stuff. And lately I've been connecting all these dots and I'm like, oh wow, okay. So I've just been really just being pulled to listen to the Torah. I mean, after all, that is what Christ read, you know. And so that's what Christ's teachings were, and we're all Christ consciousness. We are all Christ within, right? So anyway, that's what I've been pulled towards recently. So later on today, I'll probably listen to it and listen to the was it the Zohar, the underpinnings of the Kabbalah. So yeah, I thought that was just interesting because it's been since March and it's just now starting to like show up in so many different things. And so, all right, Belikta, I saw a twin flame. All right, wait a minute. KN, hold on, Belikta. I'll get back to that in a sec. KN, I have had so much back and forth with my SP in so many years. This is when I know that my thoughts creates. I have manifested them back so many times. I see the same patterns. I don't want to put any efforts. That part is confusing because you want to let go of the things that caused the patterns that you recognized. And then you want to see your person differently and see yourself differently and see the relational dynamic differently. So that in itself might take some effort for you to let it all go. Okay. So Belictus wrote, I saw a twin flame coach and manifestation coach. And he said you can manifest all SPs or soulmates you want, but not a twin flame. Oh, that is such bullshit. That is the biggest bullshit lie that I've ever heard in my entire freaking life. So, in other words, you can manifest everything except your self. Okay. That is whoever that is, just, I shouldn't, okay, maybe I should say this. That person doesn't understand who they are and who that person just doesn't see life in the way of understanding how we actually do manifest. They may not understand what manifestation is because your your twin, your mirror soul, is essentially you. The closest thing is you in another physical form. We all are, but our mirror soul is, that's why it's so like so deep and so scary at the same time when you first meet them, because they are showing you everything, 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 everything. And we automatically, whether we like it or not, we automatically end up blaming them when it's not their fault at all. Okay. So you and your person are already one. You already were before you even came into these bodies. You are already chosen. Okay, you have to choose. And Belik, I know that you know this stuff, and you were just writing this for me to talk about it. I know you, but you really have to choose yourself, remain focused and disciplined in choosing who you truly are, knowing the truth about life and how it's all created, remaining authentic to who you truly are. Being authentic to who you truly are includes your person. So when you choose yourself, you're choosing your person. And when you choose your person, then your person can choose you. But if you're focused on the things that were said, the things that were done, and you're angry and you're upset and you haven't forgiven them, then you are not actually choosing them. You're choosing the old story. Okay. So choose your person and choose the highest ideal of yourself and them and the highest ideal of the relationship. Okay, so that's what I think about anyone who could say that you can manifest anyone, soulmates, SPs, and not a twin flame. A twin flame is your mirror soul. A mirror soul is you in another physical body. Soulmates, everyone that you meet, every single person that you meet, whether it's a good or bad experience, if it's some sort of a, like there's something, ooh, there's something significant here, is a soulmate, no matter what the kind of relationship dynamic is. My mom is my soulmate, and in a good way. My dad was a soulmate in a good way, then in a bad way, and now in a good way again. My, I could have, they're not, but I could have a neighbor. If a neighbor, I have awesome neighbors, but if a neighbor was suddenly really coming in on my boundaries and constantly knocking at the door and constantly pushing at, that would be a soulmate. They would be somebody that is coming into my life to show me that my boundaries aren't respected. Does this make sense? So some people would differentiate, and I think it becomes so fucking overly convoluted and complicated to say that's a karmic, oh, that's a false twin, or that's this, that. It's just like either it's your twin flame, your mirror soul, or not. If there's somebody that there's a relational dynamic that somehow is showing something active within you, that's like a reaction here, good or bad, no matter what the relationship is, they are a soulmate because they're put into your reality to for you to see something and release it and let it go. If you heal that, then you won't notice any of the stuff that was triggering you before. And that's the same with the twin flame or Marisol too. But the difference is the soulmates might basically disappear because they did their job. And this is why some people call it karmics, but that all just becomes so freaking complicated. Soulmates in a love relationship, to me, whether it was so my exes, I have some exes that okay, somebody that I just lightly dated, but it wasn't a big deal for either one of us, not really a soulmate. somebody that came into my life and there was like a something significant, whether it was a good or painful experience, those are soulmates. But so soulmate doesn't equal love and perfection and ease and harmony and flow. Twin flame mirror soul doesn't have to equal, you know, I won't even go into, I won't even, I just caught myself. I won't go into it because I don't want to, you know. Anyway, I hope that that explanation makes sense. That's how I think about it. Karina, so what you're saying, Kim, is everything we do is not about what was visualized or affirmed, but the implication, because higher self knows what you want. Sometimes things that we visualized or affirmed will manifest exactly how we did. And sometimes it will just unfold in wonderful and unexpected ways that are actually better. And sometimes when we are in the unfolding and we're our ego, we're kind of not in our power necessarily. And our ego is thinking, oh, it's happening now, this is it. But then in the 3D, something is said or done that triggers something active within us that is bringing up the anger, the frustration. Then it just means if we are internally affected by it, it just means that that's still active. It's just our time to step back and detach it from our person, forgive 100%, forgive ourselves because we're not, it's not our fault, but our active program is still active. We simply know that because of our internal reaction. And so we take the internal reaction of the trigger and we detach it from them. And we're super thankful and grateful. Thank you for showing me this part of me that's basically trying to protect me from being with you. In essence, that's what it is. If you can simply shift right into knowing your power, that's great. But if we do have internal reactions, we have to do something with that. We have to let it go. And revision is incredibly powerful. Sometimes, if you experience something, for example, uh, an experience of betrayal, you might not be able to revise that in a way. Some people can, some people can't. Like I wouldn't be able to. When I've ever been betrayed, I've never been betrayed by my mirror soul, but I have been betrayed by other people. And I wasn't able to pretend like it didn't happen because it was a manifestation. So, how I would revise something like that so I can be at peace with it is I would step back and first recognize that it was a belief that was being shown to me, forgive the other person, forgive myself for the cause of it. Then I would have some sort of an internal imaginary act of myself saying what I needed to say to them and hearing them tell me that they're sorry and that they apologize and that I deserved more, something along those lines. Okay. I don't know. I know that that didn't have everything to do with Karina, what you said, but that was just an add on. Okay. Lise. Oh, hold on. Can you guys do me a favor also and like the video later? I don't know if you can like it while you're watching it. Let's see. So, Lise, how to let SP come when feeling what? How to let SP come when feeling we failed in something? I don't know what STH means. Something before, I think. I want to let him in and work on perfectionism, self-worth, but there was resistance to let him come because of things from past are not related to him. Forgive him. Forgive him for everything. And forgive yourself for um, unintentionally creating it. And then imagine the two of you guys hugging and kissing and being so thankful and grateful for being with each other. And imagine them saying, everything is okay. It's okay, baby. I'm here. I love you. Jesus is Lord. Me and him spent a whole hour alone together. Awesome. Sarah, so would you say just focus more on the feeling and not the specific scene? No, I focus on specific scenes all the time, but it's it's that you also allow it to unfold the way it's going to unfold, right? Does that make sense? I love focusing on specific scenes and enjoying that with everything I'm manifesting. But then I also allow whatever it is that I want to come to me however it's going to come to me because it's not my job to decide the how. All right, really quick, I can hear Romeo is crying and I'm going to read this. Okay, so I'm going to read The Power of Awareness, Chapter 1, I Am. Okay, so all things, when they are admitted, are made manifest by the light. For everything that is made manifest is light. Ephesians 5:13. The light is consciousness. Consciousness is one manifesting in legions of forms or levels of consciousness. There is no one that is not all that is, for consciousness, though expressed in an infinite series of levels, is not divisional. There is no real separation or gap in consciousness. I am cannot be divided. I may conceive myself to be a rich man, a poor man, a beggar man, or a thief, but the center of my being remains the same, regardless of the concept I hold of myself. At the center of manifestation, there is only one I am manifesting in legions of forms or concepts of itself, and that I am. I am is the self definition of the absolute, the foundation on which everything rests. I am is the first cause substance. I am is the self definition of God. I am hath sent me unto you. I am that I am. Be still and know that I am God. I am is a feeling of permanent awareness. The very center of consciousness is the feeling of I am. I may forget who I am, where I am, what I am, but I cannot forget that I am. The awareness of being remains regardless of the degree of forgetfulness of who, where, and what I am. I am is that which amid unnumbered forms is ever the same. This great discovery of cause reveals that, good or bad, man is actually the arbiter of his own fate, and that it is his concept of himself that determines the world in which he lives, and his concept of himself in his reactions to life. In other words, if you are experiencing ill health, knowing the truth about cause, you cannot attribute the illness to anything other than to the particular arrangement of the basic cause substance, an arrangement which was produced by your reactions to life and is defined by your concept, I am unwell. This is why you're told, let the weak man say, I am strong. Joel 3:10. For by his assumption, the cause substance I am is arranged and must therefore manifest that which its arrangements affirms. This principle governs every aspect of your life, be it social, financial, intellectual, or spiritual. I am is that reality to which, whatever happens, we must turn for an explanation of the phenomena of life. It is I am's concept of itself that determines the form and scenery of its existence. Everything depends upon its attitude towards itself. That which it will not affirm as true of itself cannot awaken in its world. That is your concept of yourself, such as I am strong, I am secure, I am loved, determines the world in which you live. In other words, when you say, I am a man, I am a father, I am an American, you are not defining different I ams. You are defining different concepts or arrangements of the one cause substance, the one I am. Even in the phenomena of nature, if the tree were articulate, it would say, I am a tree, an apple tree, a fruitful tree. When you know that consciousness is the one and only reality, conceiving itself to be something good, bad, or indifferent, and becoming that which it's conceived itself to be, you are free from the tyranny, of second causes, free from the belief that there are causes outside of your own mind that can affect your life. In the state of consciousness of the individual, it is found the explanation of the phenomena of life. If man's concept of himself were different, everything in his world would be different. His concept of himself being what it is, everything in his world must be as it is. Thus, it is abundantly clear that there is only one I am, and you are that I am. And while I am is infinite, you, by your concept of yourself, are displaying only a limited aspect of the infinite I am. Build thee more stately mansions, O my soul, as the swift seasons roll. Leave thy low vaulted past. Let each new temple nobler than the last shut thee from heaven with a dome more vast, till thou at length art free, leaving thine outgrown shell by life's unresting sea. Okay. Part of me wants to read chapter 2, consciousness, but I also, okay, I'm going to read chapter 2, consciousness. Let me take a sip. And then I have to get to my little baby. Chapter 2, consciousness. It is only by a change of consciousness, by actually changing your concept of yourself, that you can build more stately mansions. The manifestations of higher and higher concepts. By manifesting is meant experiencing the results of these concepts in your world. It is of vital importance to understand clearly just what consciousness is. The reason lies in the fact that consciousness is the one and only reality. It is the first and only cause substance of the phenomena of life. Nothing has existence for man save through the consciousness he has of it. Therefore, it is to consciousness you must turn, for it is the only foundation on which the phenomena of life can be explained. If we accept the idea of a first cause, it would follow that the evolution of that cause could never result in anything foreign to itself. That is, if the first cause substance is light, all its evolutions, fruits, and manifestations would remain light. The first cause substance being consciousness, all its evolutions, fruits, and phenomena must remain consciousness. All that could be observed would be a higher or lower form or variation of the same thing. In other words, if your consciousness is the only reality, it must also be the only substance. Consequently, what appears to you as a circumstance, condition, or even material objects is really only the product of your own consciousness. Nature, then, as a thing or a complex of things external to your mind, must be rejected. You and your environment cannot be regarded as existing separately. You and your world are one. Therefore, you must turn from the objective appearance of things to the subjective center of things, your consciousness. If you truly desire to know the cause of the phenomena of life and how to use this knowledge to realize your fondest dreams. In the midst of the apparent contradictions, antagonisms, and contrasts of your life, there is only one principle at work, only your consciousness operating. Difference does not consist in a variety of substance, but in variety of arrangement of the same cause substance, your consciousness. The world moves with motiveless necessity. By this is meant that it has no motive of its own, but it is under the necessity of manifesting your concept, the arrangement of your mind. And your mind is always arranged in the image of all you believe and consent to as true. The rich man, poor man, beggar man, or thief are not different minds, but different arrangements of the same mind, in the same sense that a piece of steel, when magnetized, differs not in substance from its demagnetized state, but in the arrangement and order of its molecules. A single electron revolving in a specified orbit constitutes the unit of magnetism. When a piece of steel or anything else is demagnetized, the revolving electrons have not stopped. Therefore, the magnetism has not gone out of existence. There is only a rearrangement of the particles so that they produce no outside or perceptible effect. When particles are arranged at random, mixed up in all directions, the substance is said to be demagnetized. But when particles are marshaled in ranks so that a number of them face in one direction, the substance is a magnet. Magnetism is not generated, it is displayed. Health, wealth, beauty, and genius are not created. They are only manifested by the arrangement of your mind. That is by your concept of yourself. And your concept of yourself is all that you accept and consent to be true. What you consent to what you consent to can only be discovered by an uncritical observation of your reactions to life. Your reactions reveal where you live psychologically, and where you live psychologically determines how you live here in the outer world, excuse me, in the outer visible world. The importance of this in your daily life should be immediately apparent. The basic nature of the primal cause is consciousness. Therefore, the ultimate substance of all things is consciousness. Okay. All right. So I hope that that helped a lot of you. Let me see if I can read a couple more things and then I have to go. So SP wrote 2 years, no contact, 3P involved, but and persisting. Good. Let go of the 3P. It's just a manifestation. Jesus is Lord. We're always talking to each other, me and him, and looking at each other in the way. Good. Christine 99. Yes, that's true. I can acknowledge when it's my ego and turn my thoughts around now. Good. Okay. Lilac, hi, I discovered your channel not long ago, and I think I manifested seeing your channel because I resonate so much in the way you explain things. Good. Mama, no. Hi, people are the version of you that needs work. Well, people are, through your reactions to things, people are showing you something that's active within yourself. And depending on the kind of relationship, that's just showing you your programming and your belief system. Okay. Maria, I am struggling to faithfully believe in LOA. I try to manifest small things like butterflies and stuff. Okay, I'll tell you what you can do. Yes, I'll tell you what you can do. Instead of making a list of, which is fine, it's not a big deal. Instead, just start connecting the dots of just live your life more consciously and more aware, be more present in the now moment because all we have is now anyway. Be more present in it and then just notice like, oh, I was just thinking of this song, I was just thinking of saying that, and now they're saying this, I was just thinking of this person, that. And when you start to do this, instead of putting pressure on yourself, you'll start connecting the dots and life itself will start to feel more miraculous and magical. So try that. And then also, Maria, listen to the full audiobook of Power of Awareness, like as soon as you get off of this watching this, and listen to the Master Key Society because it's the full book. That'll help, I hope. I don't know how you came about understanding LOA and if you've actually learned directly from Neville or if it's just through YouTube content. Okay, so I love you guys. I'm studying that now, the Kabbalion. Oh, that's awesome. That's Jenna. That's awesome. We're soul sisters. That's why. Lilac, I manifested many things with my SP thanks to your sayings. What do you think about the telephone method? Faking being on the phone with SP. Oh, I act like I'm on the phone. Yeah, do it. I have inner conversations with everyone in my reality, but especially my mirror soul. All the time. All the time. Yeah, do it. Yes, we are back in contact. He already started talking marriage. Perfect, Shireen. And I reached out to him first. I'm going slow and persisting. Good job. Amazing. All right. Awesome. I love you guys. Karina, Matthew 19:26, with God, everything is possible. Yeah, with God, everything is done. It's already done. Belikta. I will send you the link. Your reaction was fabulous. I thought the same thing. He says he's number one. Oh, please. Please. Somebody who's a number one twin flame coach would know that your mirror soul is essentially you. And if we can manifest the best versions of ourselves, that's just so ridiculous. I don't even want to watch them. Don't send me the link. It'll just make me want to jump through the screen. Anyway, I love you guys. I gotta go. I just want to see if there's anyone else. Oh, all right. Okay, one more for Diz Rafine. Oh my God, Ruffiano. Vivo. What do I do if I betrayed my mirror soul? Oof. You betrayed your mirror soul. Okay. So I'm going to make an assumption. Hmm. I don't want to make an assumption. Hmm. If you betrayed your mirror soul, I mean, the number one thing is you have to forgive yourself for it, and you have to see that it was part of the unfolding. It was something that had to happen. It was a contributing factor for you to learn how to love yourself deeper, learn how to trust in yourself and trust in love, and to let go of. Most people cheat because they really are very deeply in their wound and in their ego. So you have to forgive yourself for doing that very deeply. And then maybe focus more heavily on self concept and seeing if you can forgive yourself truly, then your person can forgive you too. Okay. I would focus there. Lilac, bye. Thanks for this live. Have a nice day. You too. Okay. I love you guys. I gotta go. I hope that this video helped and reach out to me if obviously if you need me. Um, shoot. Sorry. Okay.